And welcome to Messages from an Angel. Today we have an ultra important session, an ultra important episode. Today we are going to learn that one thing everyone asks me about all the time, which is cleansing and clearing. How do we take care of ourselves energetically? How do we not take the goop home from work or from school or from this or from that? When we've had an argument, we've done all these things. Hey, guess what? We're going to cover all that today. And I'm going to tell you not only what it's all about, but how to do it, and how to do it quick and easy in your car, all this kind of stuff. So join us. It is also a call-in day. 647-931-4701 for your free reading today with Angel Morgan on Messages from an Angel when we come back.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
And we're back with messages from an angel. Today is a really great show. I love talking about this particular subject, cleansing and clearing and grounding. We walk through life, and every morning we wash ourselves, we bathe ourselves. Again, we're a tangible society, so we like water, we clean ourselves, we scrub with our soap, we make all these scented soaps, and that's really great, but that's the physical aspect of it, and it makes us feel good, which is the mental aspect of it. But on a spirit level, on an emotional level, there are other things happening. We have what's known as an auric field, and that auric field is like an egg or a bubble, and in that auric field, we actually are like magnets, and we grab things from other people. And it's like I always say, you know, I'm a computer and you're a computer, and our computers download each other's information. The only difference is I can read it. But it's not just that, it goes further. When the information is being passed on to each other, we actually keep some of that information. And it's information sometimes it's really unnecessary for us to keep. And some people are really good at letting it go. You know, that whole idea of not taking it personally? When we don't take it personally, it's not just about mentally, it's also about emotionally. So we have to let things slide. And when we let things slide, we're actually energetically taking stuff, energy, DNA, molecules, and we're letting it go. We're releasing it through our bodies into the ground. But some people, most people, a lot of people have a hard time with that. So what we do is we help people say that, you know, there is a tangible that you can utilize to help you cleanse and clear. And there are many ways to do it, many different cultures. Every culture, in fact, almost every culture utilizes some sort of energetic clearing. The most basic one that most people have heard of is house blessings. Right? In Europe, when people have homes and houses and they've just bought them, they will bring a priest over. In Greece, they have that. In Malta, they have that. The Catholicism has that. Any type of religion has some sort of blessing or cleansing or clearing that they utilize. My mom always told me this wonderful, fun story about Easter. And they had this priest in Malta, and they would go from house to house on Easter, right? And he would bless the houses for the year, and he'd do his little ritual, whatever. But in each house, they give him like a little, you know, glass of wine or a little shot of brandy, something to say thank you. So you can imagine that you'd want to be the first house on the block and not the last, right? And you know, by the time he's finished, he'd be blata, he'd be blitzed. So you know, it's a really interesting. I like that story. That made me laugh. So in different cultures, though, they work with different things, and I work very heavily with the Native Aboriginal culture and the South American culture. And what I find really interesting is both cultures utilize what we call a smudge. And a smudge in the Native Aboriginal culture is when we take sage. Now, sage is not cooking sage. If we can click to camera 1, so we can take a look at that. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a smudge bundle. So when you have, that's a pretty one too. When you have a smudge bundle, what happens is it's put through ceremony, and it's all tied up, and it's put in a wonderful bundle that can be lit on the top. So what you do is you light it on the top, you blow it out like, what do they call it, incense, and then you pass it around your body. Okay, you pass that around your body, and you can also get it in loose sage. And the loose sage here, right, is the same kind of thing. It's not cooking sage, okay? The loose sage is something that can be bought like this. And I have, where's my bag? You can buy it in any kind of New Age store. You can buy it at curiosity shops. We've had Maggie here from Spiritual Emporium in Toronto. But no matter where you're from, whether you're from the States, whether you're from China, there's always somewhere where you can buy a sage of some sort. And it's an artemisia, and you can call it smudge. Can I have something to smudge with? So traditionally, we use a smudge bowl. Now, it doesn't have to be an abalone shell. Now, this is a really interesting thing. When we talk about the Native Aboriginals of Canada, and we work with the smudge bowl, it's actually not Native Aboriginal. This is not native to Canada. This is not even native to North America. This is called an abalone shell. And an abalone shell you can find more in the islands, Trinidad, Jamaica. You can even find them, I believe, in Brazil, some in South America. But we don't have ocean waters here like that, salt waters where the abalone shell can be found. But we do use them because they're highly, highly symbolic. And Hawaii is another place you can find them. Hawaii is the big place that you can find them, actually. And what it is the abalone shell is a shell that represents all the elements. So the shell itself represents the sea. And then you have three little holes here. And those three little holes, those represent air because that's where the smoke will come out of. The sage itself is earth. Okay, this comes from the earth. And then when you light it, the smoke itself represents fire. And that is really, really cool because you have all of your different elements all in one particular symbol or object. So what we do with this is we light it. Like I said, the smoke rises, and what we can use is a feather. Now, traditionally, we use a turkey feather because it's easy to find, especially in Canada, and you can actually get them in stores. Now, a lot of times when you get them in stores, they are fake, just so you know, just so you understand that. But it's the intention, so if that's where you can get one, then by all means, do. And so you can light it, and when you do, you pass it on yourself. So can we maybe lift the camera a little bit, because my head is actually cut off. Can you see that? Yeah. So what we can do is we actually, there we go. We will bring the smoke to us and around us. Okay. And when we do that, oh I can actually still smell it on my feather. And we do it around our arms and our bodies and under our feet. And that's really important because when we do it under our feet, it's our connection to the earth. Now, some people will say to me, well, what do you say while you're smudging? There's nothing particular that you do have to say. What you can do is what I've been taught by my elders is let me be open to the things that I'm open to, see the things I need to see, smell the things I need to smell, speak the words I need to speak, hear the things I need to hear, and feel the things I need to feel. And we put that all over our body. And in doing that, what we're doing is we're actually, in essence, cleaning 89% of our physical germs. It actually is an antibacterial. And 100% of energetic germs. So all that data that you're carrying that's not yours, that you don't need, it actually lifts away. Okay? And it actually lets your own energy sit with itself. So all of a sudden now you are sleeping better, you'll eat better, you're basically starting from a flat line. You find your baseline, and that's where you can go from. And then as you go through the world, you acquire more energy and that kind of stuff. And then I like to cleanse and clear once a month if I'm not working heavily. But if I am, like I've got lots of clients or I've done a gathering, I'll do it right after. Now, the thing is, though, is with a smudge, you can use a turkey feather, but you can use other feathers as well. This particular feather, I believe, is a seagull feather, and this is a hawk's feather. This is my favorite. This is my family symbol. And then you also can get these groovy little holders, because when you put a hot abalone shell down or a hot bowl down, you can burn it, right? You can burn the table, burn whatever. But normally New Age shops, they'll have a holder of some sort, and those things are really important. So this is the native Aboriginal way of doing things, and we'll get to other funky, cool things that we're going to show you, because we're going to go through a lot of different ways of cleansing and clearing. Japanese, South American, more new agey stuff, and really simplistic ways, because the reality is we don't all have time to sit and do ceremony like this. And also with sage, you have to understand, you have to be very careful. If you have people in the house who have asthma, breathing problems, if you have a snake or a bird, even a tarantula, like arachnids of any kind, these things are things you need to consider. Because with a smudge, especially with a snake, their lungs are very tiny and they're very, very sensitive, so you can't hurt them. However, that doesn't mean you can't smudge your home. So, or yourself. There are different ways of doing it. The other way of doing it is called a liquid smudge. And it's really cool. I actually really like liquid smudge because it's not just sage. They put other things with it, and they again put it through ceremony. So you have lavenders and cedars and sweetgrass and sage, and it just smells so nice. And it doesn't, the smell dissipates, so it doesn't linger. And what you can do with that is spray it in front of you, walk through it, walk back like a perfume. So it's quite lovely. I like to spray my car with it because I find that with the smoke, I made the mistake of doing this once, and I smudged my car very heavily, and the soot actually stayed on the wheel of the car. So lesson learned, Angel. And with me too, I like to mix my smudge. If I have a loose smudge, this is called loose. When you have a loose smudge, you can put other things with it. So sometimes I'll put a lavender or whatever I'm called to, so rose. And I will also put other things too from other countries, but we'll kind of accumulate as we go through the show, and I'll show you what to do. So this is really cool, even if you're doing your home. You start at the front door. You want to go clockwise and map out the house. You're going up the stairs, down the stairs. You're going to go around your kitchen, downstairs, until you come back to the front door. So in essence, what you're doing is you're sweeping everything in front of you. You want to keep all that negative energy or heavy energy. I don't like to use the word negative. Heavy energy in front of you until you come to the front door. Once you've done that, you let yourself out. You thank Great Creator. Go off your property. So if you have a driveway, get there. If you're in an apartment, go downstairs. Keep it until it's cooled. Go downstairs and then just throw it on the street. That's good. If you have a lake or a pond or whatever, throw it in there. That's fine, because all the energy has accumulated in the smudge. Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about what else you can do to be able to cleanse and clear yourself and why this is so darn important. So when we come back, messages from an angel, Angel Morgan.
Hello, my name is Anisha, and I'm the production manager of TCN Network. Have you ever wanted to host your own show? Do you have a message to share? Well, you're in luck. We are looking for dynamic and unique individuals to host their own shows. We are seeking people who are committed, motivated, and energetic. Do you want to be the next Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, or Shane and Ryan from BuzzFeed Unsolved? Start here. Fill out the Propose a Show form on mytcntv.com. We're here to educate, support, and build the community values. And if you identify with them, you could be part of a growing network that focuses on positivity and uplifting our community. We can't wait for you to join us on TCN Network and hope to hear from you soon.
We're back with messages from an angel. Now, Anisha brought up something really interesting. She goes, well, you can do this yourself. Absolutely, you can. Now, if you want someone to come in and do it who's experienced for the first time, or like maybe you're buying a new house or you're selling your house and you just want to start from baseline, that's awesome. The majority of the time, they're not going to come in and teach you how to do it. They're actually going to come in and do it themselves. What I like to do is I like to come in and I do a 3-tier clearing, and I teach the people that I do the clearing for how to do the clearing themselves. And then they can maintain it after that. And then after that, like maybe every 2 or 3 years, you want to bring somebody in, but then you can manage it yourself. You're more than capable of doing this. Everyone is, as far as I'm concerned. So as I was saying, when you do your house, you want to start from the front. You want to go clockwise around your house. A lot of people will actually open all the cupboards. They will open all the drawers. They'll open everything. They'll smudge in there, but understand it's intent and it's smoke, so it's going to get into everything. So if you don't want to do that because you're doing a quick smudge, that's fine. Again, you can also do a liquid smudge. Now, smudging is a really great way of cleansing and clearing because, again, we take a bath physically, but energetically, we also want to release all those energies. We take things home from work, from school, from parties, from arguments, from relationships. And even when people are sick or ill, you want to do a smudge after. Like when my house, when all 3 of us are sick, oh, dude, we definitely do a smudge. When my boyfriend and I moved in together, he has his stuff and his unique energy, my stuff and my unique energy. So when you bring those 2 energies together, they're going to collide, right? So what you do is you smudge everything. So you're starting from baseline and you're creating a new energy that belongs to the both of you. Oh, I like that movement. That's kind of a sexy movement. I like that. So, but there is not just the one way of cleansing and clearing, because the reality is that some people are allergic, or they are asthmatic, they have animals, what have you, as we said earlier. So what other ways can you smudge? Or can you cleanse and clear? Well, you also can have singing bowls, which unfortunately I don't have mine anymore, so I couldn't bring one in to show you. But their Tibetan singing bowls are made of a metal. Some of them are copper, and they have a stick that goes with them, and you make the sound by going around. I wish I had it. I will bring it in for another show because we're going to do one very specifically for homes and feng shui. And we do that. And then you have the crystal bowl. And crystal bowls are made of like a, what do they call it? Like a muted crystal, like you don't see through it, an opaque crystal. And again, each one will have a sound of its own. So a smaller crystal bowl is going to have a higher pitch. A bigger crystal bowl is going to have a deeper pitch. And whatever resonates with you, what you can do is take it again, same thing as the smudge. Start from your front door, go clockwise around your house, and just move the stick around, right? And there's actually a name for it, and I can't remember what it's called. But as you do that, what it does is it breaks up the energy and stagnant energy. Like a lot of people will have plants in a corner, and they don't touch the plants. They water them, they take care of them. But what you need to do is fluff them up a bit too, like, move them a little, shake them every once in a while, simply because it creates a stronger energy, and whatever energy is stuck in that corner will dissipate. And then the music will also help too. So for me, sound is a really, really, really big way of doing this. I have a friend who's a singer, and what she'll do is she'll do tonal cleansing. Tonal cleansing is the same thing, where you go around your home, but you just use sound. So you start with a hum or a pitch like, and then you change the tone and the pitch as you go around, as you feel that. And what happens is it will create a shift in the energy, because energy moves forward, right? It moves straight in a line. But the second and you've seen this with guitars and the science centers, all that kind of stuff. Again, I'm in Canada, so that's my reference point. But when you see notes and music, what will happen is the second you hear a sound or a vibration, what will happen is you'll see the vibration actually physically move. You'll see the energy actually physically move when you're looking at it on a video or on the internet or that kind of thing. So what happens is when you sing or when you use sound of any kind, it's breaking up that energy. Smoke is the same way. It's just it utilizes it differently. Okay, it just cleanses and clears. In South America, which is another one of my absolute favorite cultures to work with, they have their own form of smudging. And you can use sage. They do use sage as well. But they also use Palo Santo, which I think I'm going to disappear for a second, which I actually have some. Look, I brought my medicine box. This medicine box is actually just an old sewing kit. It's just an old sewing box. I really dug it because you can open it right? And you can open it this way. But check this out. This is my favorite thing. Watch this. Ready? Watch this. Whop. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? So I like that. Now we're going to go to our first caller, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Hello. How are you, caller?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. And what's your name?
It's Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. How can I help you today?
I'm just calling in for the free reading with Angel.
Yeah.
I know that she's doing a live on grounding and
yes. No, please. What's your
saging.
question? Yeah. What's your question?
So my question is basically just want to know more about like my life purpose and finances, health with the family. So just where work is concerned, I feel like things are going really well. Where family is concerned, you need to trust more. You need to trust that what's happening is okay. I feel like you're a fixer, that you're somebody who has to kind of step in all the time, make sure everything is okay. You're learning right now, and it's really funny because one of the things where your destiny is concerned is to teach others how to trust. I feel like you could be a life coach. You're definitely a healer in you, but your destiny is to trust and to help others. You know, we all have an essence, and if you pull away the skins and the bones and what have you, it's about that one little light that's left over. Like mine is truth. Mine is to share the truth. My boyfriend is honesty. My son is actually pure light, which is a very difficult one to have. But yours is to trust. And you're here to teach others to trust, but you can't do that unless you do it yourself. And that's a really tough one to have because you need to live it implicitly. And trust can be a very difficult thing. So how do you trust in a situation where there is no trust to be found? How do you trust in a situation where trust has been broken? That's your job, to learn and explore this, because once you do that, you're going to be able to teach others. Okay? Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Just one other question.
Yes.
Sorry, I know that you were saying that you see me as a healer because I have studied Reiki, and
good.
I just graduated as a Reiki master. Do you see
congratulations.
that in my future? And
yeah.
I just left work, and I'm feeling a little bit in odds, you know, like where do I go, and financially, is everything going to be okay with the family? Like that's
trust.
One of my,
it's all trust.
I guess it's the trust, right?
Yeah, it's the faith. And it is. It's a very difficult thing. When I first started, it was like how I have a little kid, I have a family, I have a house, I have a mortgage. How do you do that? And you sit there and you go, you know what? I just have faith that all's going to be taken care of. Even today, my whole work is based on faith. You know, my whole work is based on, you know what, today I know I'm going to have clients because this is the work I'm supposed to do. So great creator, who is my boss, is going to send me the clients. You know, and that's not to say I don't Instagram and I don't do this and I don't do that. But what I do is I trust that today I'm going to be taken care of. Right? That's all part of it. And when you do your first Reiki, your Reiki master, that's, you know, the next 5 years for you are going to be huge, because that's the real opening up to your universal destiny. And, you know, the first one is about you. The second one is about your clients. The third one is about where am I supposed to be? And that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, is questioning that so that you can step onto that path. And our conversation now is the next thing. You're going to be fine, and you're going to utilize that Reiki, but allow it to evolve into whatever it needs to evolve into. I have my Reiki levels and I utilize them within my energy work with the South Americas, but I don't use it in its pure form unless I am asked to by spirit. Right? Okay, just trust. You need to go on the journey of trust. Once you go on that journey of faith and trust, everything else will play out. It's like a domino effect for you. You're going to be fine. You're going to make a career out of this. Everything is going to work out well for you. I have no concerns. Do you have a daughter?
Okay, I do.
She's going to follow. Yeah, the youngest one is going to follow in your footsteps.
Oh my God. I had a feeling you were going to say that, because I just got goosebumps all over.
And the second one will follow, but in a different way. She'll use her medicine. She's more shamanic. She'll use her medicines, but more in a practical way. She's very practical. But the young one, oh my God. And your husband, he doesn't get you at all, but he loves you and adores you. Loves you. He's here.
I know.
He's actually physically, he's here.
Himself too.
But the thing is when you change and you do ceremony, it's going to affect everybody around you. So he's going to have, and he's willing, he just told me he's willing to go on this journey with you. So I know it doesn't feel like it right now, and it feels like you're at odds, but it's fine. Okay? Thank you.
And my older daughter, everything's...
I actually have to go. I've got another caller, so thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. All right, we have another caller. Today is a call-in day. So what can I do for you, my caller? Hi, what's your name?
Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. What's your question today?
Just about my relationship.
I think your relationship is something that you're starting to grow from. I feel like you're really, really growing, and I like that you're starting to know who you are and what you need and boundary set. For you, I really feel like this person has to come along for the ride, and that's going to be their choice. You got to just keep working on you. You've had a lot of new revelations in your life, eh? That's what this time is about. You can't hide anymore. Your authenticity is starting to come into play, and that's a little difficult for your partner. So they just got to figure it out. That's something they got to figure out. But understand, this relationship, it can be a solid relationship as long as you're solid in yourself, and then it's up to him. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, so we're going to come right back after these messages. It is a call-in day, but I want to talk a little bit about what you can do to carry this kind of stuff and what they do in South America. Really important stuff. We'll be right back after these messages.
Ho, 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 ho.
We're back on Messages from an Angel. And just before we take our next call, in South America, they have what's called copela. And copelo is a resin from a tree, and I love using this stuff. My favorite is the copelo negro, the black copelo, because you can actually, it's like an energetic bleach. Add that to a little bit of sage, and that's crazy, man. Like, it really works and really takes it to baseline. And you can get it at somewhere called the shamansmarket.ca, and you can, or .com. Shaman's Market sells all this stuff online, and it's wonderful stuff. All right, we do have a caller. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Hi, Angel. It's Renee again.
Hi, Renee. How are you? I'm good. What can I do for you?
I'm just calling in regards to my daughter and her children. She has a lot going on, and we have an important meeting tomorrow now. So I'm wondering what you can see about that.
The meeting is going to go well, but she's going to walk away not feeling... She's going to feel like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I don't feel she's going to get everything she wants from this, but she will get some. Just tell her that I feel like this is the beginning of the journey, and that in the end, she's going to be fine. She's very peaceful, and she's going to get what she wants, and it's going to turn out well, but it's not going to, like, tomorrow is just going to feel like, oh my God, can this get any worse? It's not that she's not going to get what she wants. She's going to get some of what she wants, just not all of what she wants. And that's really what she's hoping for. In her head, she's got like, okay, I have to have this to be happy. That's not true. It's a give and take. Okay? She really has to learn the give and take. Once she learns that it's okay that I get some, not all, or the majority of, it's going to be fine. Is it going to be stuff that's scary that she's not going to? No, absolutely not. She's going to get what she needs. Kids are safe. I literally just heard that. Kids are safe. Okay? Is your mom passed? Whose mom's passed? Is that you or your husband?
No, none of our moms. My grandparent.
Okay, yeah, because I get a mom who's watching over her. Maybe that's a grandmother, but it's on your side, and she's watching over her, so she's fine. Yeah, then she's watching over her. It's going to be fine. Okay?
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. So with the capello, you are with the negro. Oh, we have another caller. Okay, so we'll just put that on hold for a second. Hello, what's your name?
Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. What would you like to ask today?
I'm just kind of curious about my twin flame journey.
He's still coming. I still feel like... Now, okay, look. When we talk about twin flames, we're talking about people cut from the same cloth, but understand it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship to be a twin flame. A twin flame can be a brother or a friend or this, although for you, it's somebody very special. You're going to have a very intimate connection with them. I don't know if they're an intimate, though. I don't know if they're an intimate. You've definitely had past life with them. That is not even a question. You've even had past life where they weren't in the physical realm. They were spirit and you were here. And I feel like that journey is still coming. And you're going to find them next year. You're going to connect with them. Do you go to school?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I get an educational element. So either he's a teacher or there's something about school where he's concerned. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
And our next caller, what's your name? Hello.
Hi there. My name is Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you. What can I do for you?
I'm actually just calling to get a reading and see what messages come forward for me today.
You have actually an angelic message. So there is an angel who's standing here, and they're putting there. I see a hammer, and they're saying that you are chipping away. Your heart sometimes can be very closed. Sometimes it can be very protected. You protect yourself very much, but they're very proud of you and that you're chipping away at who you are, and you're allowing yourself to really learn vulnerability now. And I like this because this is going to change dynamics for you, especially in family. Do you have children, correct?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you have a daughter?
I have a son.
Okay, I see a daughter around you. I see a girl around you. Sorry, does that make sense for you? Hello?
I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Take your time.
It does make sense. Every time I get a reading, everybody tells me that there is a little girl who will come into my life.
Yeah, and the thing is the vulnerability, the chipping away, it's because she's really close. And you're going to need to be who you are in your authenticity because she's going to look up to you and she's going to see you and she's going to become the best parts of who you are. So your spirit needs to be ready and in tune for her spirit. So it's actually quite close, okay? All right.
Okay.
Thank you. You're doing a great job. That is the message. You're doing a fantastic job. They're very proud of you on the other side.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I feel so grateful to those who call in every week, whether they come to my office or whether they come here. It gives me the opportunity to help and to share on such a wide scale. Like, you have to understand that when you call in, other people who are watching are being helped too, whether they watch us live or whether they watch us later, all over the world. People are going to see this and something is going to resonate with them. You are healing them. You are sharing. I encourage people to call in, not just for a reading, but because you're helping others. And it's 647-931-4701. If you want to get a private reading with me, it is raisingenergy.com or at raisingenergy on Instagram. And you can actually book a reading with me online straight from Instagram, which I think is really cool. I just discovered that. So you can do those things with me as well. But again, when you call in, it is a form of healing. It's an unblocking. It's a releasing, which is what we're talking about today. Now, if you have this kind of stuff like smudge and that kind of thing, you can go out and get a really cool little box. I used to have actually a traveling box that was turn of the century that I really liked. That was very old. It fell apart, but it was a lady's carrying box. I loved it. So antique stores will have all kinds of really cool stuff that you can get. I like this one just because it's tiered, and I love that kind of thing. And you can put lavender in it. And I also have, my funky cool pendulum. And you can work with pendulum clearings. Pendulum clearings are really wonderful. Pendulum clearings, mine is broken. No, oh man, I really wanted to talk about pendulums today. But anyway, we'll talk about the South Americans. So the South Americans have what we call Palo Santo. Now the Palo Santo is something you can throw into a fire. Okay, so we're gonna go back to smudging. And when you do the smudging, you can add it to your smudge bowl. Okay, you can add it to that, which is really cool. And you can use lavender, which is something I utilize, and I love to use lavender because that's peace, right? So what you can do, go online and look up correspondences. And when you look up correspondences, what is rose for? Rose is for love, passion, friendship. Lavender is for peace. And then you can put those things in. You can also use oils. So essential oils are something you can add to your smudge as well if you're working with a loose smudge. So bergamot is for money. Poppy seeds are for money. Again, lavender oils. Orange is for cleansing, clearing. Lemon is for cleansing, clearing, and for curses if people feel they're cursed or whatever. Lemon is a good one for that if you think somebody threw the evil eye on you. Just throw it in there. The other thing that I like to put in every once in a while is tobacco. Tobacco is really nice to put in because that's gratitude, okay? In South America, when we do our fires and in the native Aboriginal tribes, what they'll do is they'll take cedar and they'll throw the cedar on the fire because the crackle will allow Great Creator to know that something's a-coming. And then we put the tobacco in and we take the tobacco and we put the things we want to get rid of in our lives into the tobacco, right? We breathe that and then we go, we put everything. We cry into the tobacco. We get angry into the tobacco. And we throw the tobacco in the fire. And then we take another handful of tobacco and we put all our wishes, our dreams, all the things we want for ourselves, our families, everything. And we go, right? And we throw it in. And we use the breath because the South Americans believe we were born, we came into this world on a breath. We leave this world on a breath. And everything in between, it's a breath, right? So we have to utilize that breath to activate. It activates everything. So these are the kinds of things that you can put in your smudge. And anything else that you want, maybe it's a dandelion or you have a willow bark or whatever. You can go online and go, what does meaning willow bark or correspondence willow bark? What I do is I play a little game. I put everything in and I mix it first. And then after I do the smudge, I will go and I will check out the correspondences to see if it corresponded to what I needed. This way I'm not superimposing anything too. But sometimes you'll put stuff in that you don't realize you need. Great Creator knows better than you do. Spirit knows better than you do. So that's the way to smudge that. And again, with the copelo, it's a resin. You have the negro, which is black, the black resin, which is totally about cleansing, clearing, bleaching. And then you have the oro, which is the yellow, and the blanco, which is white. And those are for ceremony, for protection, for celebration. You can put those in there. And if you have a mortar and pestle, you can crush them. right? You can crush them. And I love my mortar and pestle. I'm like a little old lady at home. You got to see me, right? I'll put everything in, I'll crush it, I'll do my thing. I have at home a dedicated blender, like a little small hand blender. And what I'll do is I'll put stuff in if I want to powder it. But that is specifically for your herbs and your resins. You don't want to use that for food. So that's separate, okay? Even dragon's blood resin is a resin from a tree. It's not actually blood from a dragon, although my pet dragon doesn't mind giving me that stuff when I need it. So when you have the dragon's blood resin, that's for prosperity. That will heighten everything you do, but that should be crushed, okay? So you can put that stuff in your thing, but it's a resin, so make sure you clean out your blender, because the resin is like a goop, and when it gets warm and that kind of thing, it becomes not solidified or solid. I wonder if I have another pendulum. I usually have like 2 or 3 pendulums on me. I actually have one in my car, in my bag, in my pocket. I love my pendulums. And one of the reasons I like my pendulums is because you can cleanse and clear with a pendulum, and you can work with that. But you know what? I think I'm glad I don't have, see how Great Creator works and Spirit works? I'm going to do a whole episode on pendulums. What do you think, Anisha? I think that'd be cool, because then I can bring out my pendulum charts. I can teach people how to work with pendulums. Dude, we're going to have and all of this is psychic. All of this is intuitive, right? Because we're connecting to ourselves. We're connecting to spirit. We're allowing spirit to guide our hands. What herbs do we need? What resins do we need? Where do we need to, when you're walking around your house, really pay attention to how you feel when you're doing it, because there might be a spot where you want to stop and smudge that just a little bit more, because it might feel stagnant. If you see big plumes of smoke, know that it's working. Okay, it's when you don't see a lot of smoke in an area that you got to work on that area, because that means that the energy is stagnant. Okay, and again, we'll be talking more about the smudge thing. Actually, do you know what? I think next week we're going to do pendulums. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring my array of pendulums. Oh my God, they're so cool. Now I'm excited. So the other thing that they do in South America is they work with, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a condor feather. It's a real live condor feather. I actually have a brother and sister, but the brother is actually at my other office in Toronto. I have an office in Toronto. I have an office in Newmarket. And I left this one in my office in Newmarket. I know where it is. Thank you. And so I have a brother and sister, and the condor is about deep, deep subconscious healing. So because it's about deep subconscious healing, you might have something in a family where there's a divorce, and you're, trying to learn about yourself and why this happened, and really deep stuff is coming up. Then you want to use a condor feather, right? And in other circumstances, seagull is about limitations and going beyond your limitations. So maybe that's something you're working on, and you want to set the home for that idea of, there are no limitations, no boundaries. Now I'm going to be productive with my work and with my life, and everything is wonderful. Fine, use a seagull. Hawk is a great one, because this is connected to Great Creator. And Great Creator has the strength of power of divinity. So that's, for me, that's what hawk is. Then we have the turkey feather, which is traditional. One of the reasons it's traditional is because it's easy to come by. It always has been. But it's also about initiation. The turkey feather is also about really growing into who you are. You'll find that a lot of chieftains, a lot of people in higher positions will always have a turkey feather in their regalia somewhere, because it's about initiation and movement forward. So you can use the turkey feather. And I love that. The turkey feather is quite beautiful. We are going to now go to our next commercial. And I believe, are we in our third or fourth segment? Third segment. Yay, we have one more. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to keep talking about cleansing, clearing, and smudging. We're going to do it energetically this time. No accoutrement.
Ho, 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 ho.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hi, and we're back for our last segment of the day, and we're talking about cleansing and clearing. Thank you to everybody who's called in today. You can also always leave comments on our Facebook, and I will answer your questions. So we talked about how you can do stuff with stuff. What happens when you don't have stuff? What happens if you're in the car? What happens if you're out? One of the things I will do is especially if I'm up against a really heavy energy and somebody I've met or I've had an argument or whatever, one of the things I like to do is I like to do a cleansing and clearing that I've utilized for many, many years now that came to me from my Reiki teacher, Marley Joy, who was here, actually, if you guys remember. When I first learned this, it was with saying the word God. But I have come in my time to realize that for me, balance is a little different. So I'm going to show you a cleansing and clearing that you can do at home. And you place your hands in front of your mouth and you go, I invoke the light of the God within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I invoke the light of the God within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I invoke the light of God within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. And you take a big breath. And that clears you. That's it. You can do this with whole houses. Go to your wall. Put your hands on the wall and recite that. The other way of doing it is if you're pagan or if you believe in God, Goddess, that kind of thing, balance, universal, new age work, you can do it this way. I invoke the light of the God within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I invoke the light of the Goddess within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I invoke the light of great Creator within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. And I'm going to, right after this call, show you how you can utilize that particular energy. Hi, and who am I talking to today? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, and what's your name?
Hi, my name is Namal.
Hi, what can I do for you today, sir?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what do you see in my relationship and also my career-wise.
I love your relationship. I think your relationship, you get very insecure. You get very worried about your relationship because you love this woman so much. Don't. You really need to learn how to have a little bit more fun, even in your career. For you, it's just about fun and not being serious. Are you a Libra by any chance? What is your sign?
Pisces.
Oh, you're Pisces. Okay. So Pisces likes to feel safe. Right? So Pisces can feel very worried, very insecure about stuff they don't really need to. What you need to do, my friend, is feel safe in you. This is a big Piscean thing. In feeling safe in you, everything else is going to feel safe. There is movement forward where your career is concerned. I see some really nice movement forward. And as you're very young, so as you grow into yourself as in that sense of security and safety and that kind of stuff, you're going to find that your career is going to expand along with that. Okay? Where your relationship is concerned, your family's concerned, I had no issues around that. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. So how do we utilize those three statements? I'm sorry, I love you. I'm sorry, I love you. That's a whole different, that's the Ho'oponopono. I invoke the light of the God within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. You say that 3 times. God, 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 or God, Goddess, Creator. Okay? When you do that and you take that breath, you are releasing everything. And I mean 100%. And so what you can do is you can use this for your house, for your pet, for clothes, antiques. My favorite way of utilizing this. You have an antique in your hand. That has history. You don't know the history unless you're a psychic. But so what you do is you hold it and you place it in your hands. I invoke the light of the God within. This vase is a clear and perfect channel. Light is my God. And you do that 3 times, blow over the object. I do that with my pendulums. You know, I invoke the light of the God within. This pendulum is a clear and perfect channel. Light is its guide. And then I activate the pendulum. But we'll get into that next week. So you want to know about pendulums? Come back next week. All right. So with a child, let's say the child isn't in the room. They're at school. You want to cleanse. You want to clear. You find out something, right? Or they've been bullied or whatever the case might be. Close your eyes. Envision the child with you, okay? Close your eyes. See them with you. Place your hands on the child's shoulders. This is where faith and trust comes in, okay? Like caller earlier. Place your hands on the shoulder and do that to the child. I invoke the light of the God within. My child, say their name. My child is a clear and perfect channel. Light is their guide. 3 times. And then blow onto that person, okay? You have somebody who's sick and ailing, an elder. hold their hand. Do it for them. This is so powerful. This and the Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian releasing ceremony that I work with, these two are some of the most powerful tools I have in my kit. I love my feathers. I love my sage. I love my kapalo. I love all of that stuff. But the reality is we are the energy. We are the healers. And energetically, we can clear. One of my other favorite ones is the Archangel Michael clearing. Oh my God. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. So people will say to me, I'm not special. Why would Archangel Michael work with me? Archangels and angels and guides and guardians are not linear beings. We believe that we live, we die, we go to heaven, or we reincarnate, depending on what you believe, but we're not. We can be 10,000 years in the future. We can be 10,000 years behind us. Okay, we can do that all in a span of seconds because we are not linear. So I love to call on Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. With angels, it's a little different. There's a trick. You got to give them permission. Angels can only intercede to a certain point. So you have to say things like, Archangel Michael, I give you permission, and ask to cleanse and clear me from head to toe and toe to head. Right? What I like to say is, because Archangel Michael is for clearing and removing, Archangel Raphael is for healing. So Archangel Michael, I give you permission and ask that you can cleanse and clear me from head to toe and toe to head of all attachments, lower energies, entities, anything that isn't conducive to my life, and whatever else you deem fit. Now, what I love about this is you can actually go back and you can see this and you can watch it. And we have another caller, which I'm going to get to in a second, Anisha, because I want to talk about Raphael with Michael. Then what you do is, after Michael, you call in Raphael. And with Raphael, you say, I give you permission, and I ask that you heal me in all the areas that Michael has worked on, from head to toe and toe to head, and whatever else you deem fit, okay? And in doing that, they work together to cleanse and clear you and heal it. Because once you've cleansed and cleared with Michael, it leaves holes and wounds and things like that, because he's used his mighty sword, and Archangel Raphael can heal those areas. So you can go back on this episode and you can watch it, you can write it down, you can do all that kind of stuff, and it will be there for you forever, I'm hoping. Okay? All right, we have a caller. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Hi, Angel. It's Taylor Rowe.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. What can I do for you today?
I was just wondering, I have a meeting tomorrow in regards to something with my children, and I'm a little concerned about it, and I just wanted to know if you see anything for me and them.
I wouldn't be concerned in your case. You really have it together. You're very focused. You know what you want. You're very specific. So long as you keep your intent, and your goals will be met. I just heard that. One of the things you can do, if you've been watching this episode, is cleanse and clear tonight, okay, or tomorrow morning. Make sure you shower after the cleanse and clear, because unfortunately sage sometimes can smell like other stuff like cannabis. So they will get mistaken. So my suggestion to you is either do it later tonight, under the moon if you want. They're saying under the moon is good for you particularly. You've got a lot of moon and water energy happening. Or tomorrow morning and then take a shower after. I like under the moon tonight. And just cleanse and clear. Ask for the things that you want in that cleansing and clearing, and then you're good to go. But you're very solid. You're very strong. You're stronger than the people that you're going to be working with, or working that are going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're fine. Your head is on straight. And all I keep getting is you don't have to give in to fear. There's nothing here to be fearful for. Everything is going to work out in your favor, because you know what you want. Just make sure your goals are always, always, always very specific. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. When I do readings, sometimes it's not that I'm trying to be cagey. I know what they're trying to tell me and what's going on, whether it's a divorce case or whether it's this or that or the other. But the reality is I try to be as diplomatic and as kind and gentle as I can, because we don't know who's watching. Family can be watching or what have you, right? And I try to keep it a family-friendly show. Always do. But again, if you want a deeper reading than what we've given you and what I've given you, feel free to connect with us on raisingenergy.com, at Instagram, at Raising Energy. Call us. You can call into the show every week. Please check us out. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Anisha, and I'm the production manager of TCN Network. Have you ever wanted to host your own show? Do you have a message to share? Well, you're in luck. We are looking for dynamic and unique individuals to host their own shows. We are seeking people who are committed, motivated, and energetic. Do you want to be the next Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, or Shane and Ryan from BuzzFeed Unsolved? Start here. Fill out the Propose a Show form on mytcntv.com. We're here to educate, support, and build the community. Can you lead by example? Go the extra mile and seek knowledge? Are you humble, disciplined, responsible, selfless, and in place to connect with other people, to connect with self, to connect with spirit? We'll see you again next week on TCN Thursdays, Messages from an Angel.